Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. Are you moving or are you stagnant? The message today I would like to discuss with you is talking about the distinction or the contrast between growth and stagnation. You know, you're either at two places in your life. You're either growing or you're stuck. We have a choice to make every day in our life, and that is, do I want to grow or do I want to remain stagnant? We need to understand today that growth is vital. Growth is essential. Even in the natural, if we didn't eat, if we didn't drink, you know what would happen? We would stop growing and perhaps eventually die. Just like in the natural sense, if you don't take care of your body, if you don't eat, if you don't drink water, if you don't do all the things to keep your body up, you will not grow. You will start to go into a stage of stagnation. It stunts your growth. It's the same way with life. That no matter what area in your life you are growing, you keep moving and not become stuck and stagnant. No matter how hard it may get, no matter what the challenges you may face, just with life, we have to keep moving. We have to keep going. Let me define what the word stagnation and growth means. The word growth simply means something that has grown or is growing. The act or process is a stage of development. Stagnation means the state of not flowing or moving. Lack of growth. See the difference there? Now that you know the difference between growth and stagnation, let me ask you this question. Are you moving? You may say, well, moving how? Or moving towards what? Because if you're moving, you're either moving towards something or moving around something, but some people don't know, well, how am I moving? What am I moving towards? Towards what? This can be applicable to spiritualism, things in the physical realm, jobs, a perspective, a belief system. You can move in different areas of your life. It doesn't have to be one particular area, like I just said. It could be spiritualism. Maybe your religion, you need to move, change some beliefs you've had, your belief system. Maybe a perspective that you had on something. You're moving. Are you moving? As long as you're moving, now this is very important, I want you to know this today. As long as you're moving, you are good. You are good. I'd rather be moving than to remain in the state of stagnation. Because I know that it's miserable to be stuck. It's miserable to be at one place and you're stuck and you're stagnant and you feel like you can't move. You need to be moving. And you know the areas in your life that you need to be moving in. You also have those who are moving and developing and growing, but still feel stagnant. Do you feel that way sometimes? That you may know consciously that I am moving, I am growing, I am developing, but at the same time, I still feel like I'm stuck. I still feel like I'm not going nowhere. Well, if you feel that way, this message is for you. You are going somewhere. You are moving. Don't allow your feelings to determine your growth. Most of us Feels like we are stuck in a mud pile. You know, have you ever had your car stuck in a mud pile before? And your car is moving, but the wheels still seem stuck. You hit the gas and your car is moving around, but your wheels appear to be stuck in the mud pile. That is so symbolic to life. What does growth look like? How can I know I am growing beyond the place of stagnation, beyond the place of being stuck? We all should have an interest if we are growing. Let me tell you how you can identify that you are growing, because some people don't know how they are growing. They don't know how to identify if they're growing or not. They just simply don't know. I'm going to tell you 3 ways you can know that you are growing. Number 1, you are a free thinker. You are a free thinker. A free thinker is a person who rejects accepted opinions. They think for themselves beyond the opinions of others. That is one that does not accept the popular trend, the popular opinion of others. For an example, let me give you an example of what a free thinker is. Let's use it in the context of spirituality. Let's say one person says, I believe God is angry. I believe God is upset. I believe he's going to strike you down. Okay, that is a perspective and a belief system that a person has. And apparently they're stuck if they believe that. There is stagnation. But you, on the other hand, you're right here and you're like, well, you know what? I respect who you are and I respect how and what you believe. And I would never force how I believe on you. Neither would I force my experience on you. But I would just have to respectfully disagree with you. I don't believe that way about God. And I don't have that perspective of him. Now, that person over here may get upset with you. You may get called deceived, whatever. You may get labels attached to you. You're not in the truth or whatever the case may be. But the reality is that you are not bound by how this person over here thinks. That makes you a free thinker because you have rejected the opinions of how this person thinks about God. See, I'm talking in the context of spirituality here, just in this part. That's what makes you a free thinker. You reject the opinions of others, and not just in spirituality, just in anything in life. So you'll know you're growing when you become a free thinker, and that's a good feeling to know that I can actually think for myself. I don't have to think like somebody else or like my pastor or a friend or a loved one. I am a free thinker, and you are free to think for yourself regardless of how or what anyone else thinks. Number 2, expansion. In whatever area they are growing, they are expanding that area of growth. There is an enlargement. There is a stretch in the growth process. So that's another way you'll know that you're growing, that you are expanding, you are enlarging in that area. There's a stretch that takes place. Do you ever feel that way in the area of growth, that you are growing, that you want to enlarge, you want to know more, you want to discover? Which leads to number 3, exploitation. These type of people have an interest in deepening their understanding or digging deeper and exploring. They have a desire to explore. That means they want to learn more. It's called discovery, and life is all about discovery. They are not closed-minded, but have a strong desire to search and become familiarized with something. They're not quick to give their opinions on things that they do not understand either. But they want to explore. It's just like traveling. Hey, I love to travel when I can. And I like to explore, look at the trees, the waterfalls. There are things I like to explore and look at and become familiarized with that. Well, people who are growing and developing and maturing, they're doing the same thing. So before we talk about ways to identify stagnation, let's answer another concern that I have today, that many people have, and that is it possible to outgrow someone? Is it possible to outgrow someone? What does it even mean to outgrow? It just simply means to grow too big for something. Typically, when someone says they have outgrown something or someone, we typically think that they are being arrogant or perceive that they think they know more than someone else. But I'm here to tell you that that's not a reality. That's not the case at all. So is it possible? The answer is yes. It is possible to outgrow someone. It is possible to grow beyond something or someone or a perspective or a belief system. And no, it does not mean that you know more than them. It just simply means that I cannot go back to that place of stagnation. I cannot go back to something that I came from. I refuse to stay in the area where it seems like I'm stagnant. They are just no longer there anymore. They're not there anymore. Maybe it was something that you used to believe. You're not there anymore. Maybe it was an ideal that you used to hold on to, an ideology. You don't subscribe to that anymore. You're just not there anymore. Maturity plays an important part or an important role in growth as well. Example, someone may present a belief or an ideal to you, but you respectfully disagree for whatever reason because you find that that line of thinking is damaging and is stealing your peace. You can relate to them in a sense that I am familiar with your presentation and I'm glad you told me about it, but I can't go back to that which I've grown from. Somebody need to say it today. I cannot go back to that which I have grown from. Many of you need to know that you cannot remain stuck. If by chance you can see that someone is not growing, take the time to encourage them to do so, like I'm doing with you today. And as we bring this message to a close, let's talk about some ways we can identify stagnation. How can a person identify that they're stuck? Well, number one, I'm going to give 3 reasons on this as well. There are those, believe it or not, they are stuck, not even aware of it. The key word is aware. Are you aware that they are stagnant? And then you have those who do know that they're stagnant or stuck, but they choose not to move. You got to remember, to move is a choice. To remain in stagnation is a choice. That is very important. You need to know that. Some people are aware that they're stuck and they want to come out. They just don't know how to come out. And some people are aware that they're stagnant. They just become comfortable with the idea of stagnation. They've been there for so long, they're just comfortable with it. And they refuse to move. It's their choice. For some people, to know or awaken to the reality that they are stuck will require them to do an overall assessment of their life and ask the question, in what areas am I not moving? And why do I feel this way? This is a great start and it even demonstrates that you have awareness now. The fact that you became conscious or awakened or aware to the fact that I feel like I'm stuck. The fact that you say you feel like you're stuck means that now you have an awareness that you are stuck. Now do something about it. Move. Number 2, complacency. Number 1, awareness. Number 2, complacency. A lot of people who are stagnant, there's a strong level of laziness and carelessness. The reality of complacency is some are actually comfortable in being stuck. You're like, what? Comfortable in being stuck? Yeah, some people are comfortable in being stuck. And that's true. There is a strong unwillingness to move. And they see no need to move because stagnation has become such a place of comfort. Number 3, the last one, change your perspective. This is where you see yourself moving and coming out. You have to see it to believe it. You may be stuck right now, no matter what area, you know what area you're stuck in. You have to literally see it. I see myself coming out. I see myself removing myself from certain belief systems. I see myself coming out of a certain situation. You have to literally see yourself coming out. You have to change your perspective and how you view things. Not only things, but even how you view yourself. This is where you practice being hopeful. Even though you may be in a hopeless situation, regardless of the circumstances and what they look like. Change your perspective. And when you change your perspective, it's then and only then that you will move.
We hope you have enjoyed today's program. We want to connect with you. Visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You Show, or visit us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. We're so grateful you tuned in today and hope you have a fantastic day.